Green is good.
All right, good morning, everyone.
All right,
We're
well,
not
as
quite
seniors,
ready
Mr.
to
Shu asked
start,
us.
but we got about 30 more seconds. And then Stephanie, I'll let you do your magic in about, Stephanie, time to rock it out. Let's do it.
Alrighty, good morning everyone. This is Stephanie. I'm your fast track coordinator. I'm going to make a few announcements before we get started today, and I hand you back over to Coach Monica. We do ask that you keep the noise levels to a minimum. Please, if you're not interacting on the call, make sure your line is muted. You can use the mute button on your phone if you have one, or you can hit *6 to mute and *6 to unmute when you want to ask questions or have comments. If you're on a cell phone or have us on speaker, please keep yourself muted, as it does make an extremely loud echo for us. Please don't put us on hold, otherwise we will be listening to your hold music. Also, a heads up, we can see everyone's line that is dialed into this call and how much feedback is coming from it. If you forget to mute yourself and are creating too much feedback, I will mute you. I prefer not to, as once you're muted from my side, you're muted for the rest of the call without an option to interact or ask any questions. Okay, Monica, they're all yours.
And a lovely good morning and good afternoon to everyone on this call. So this is the assistant call. So hopefully some of you have your agents are gone for a few days to the mastermind, which is a great thing. And hopefully it's a time for you to catch up and get some things going and finalize for the end of the year. So what we're going to talk about today is some lead generation systems again. And before I get through this, and talk to you a little bit about it, I think it's really important to understand, just in some of you are going, well, I know this. Well, it's a good reminder.
Yes.
Agents are commission salespeople. They are salespeople. They are not order takers. They're not standing in a model home taking orders. They are salespeople. So what's important about knowing about this with agents is that they have to generate business. And if they're not generating business every day, their business is going to go flat or south. There's nothing else is going to happen. It's just going to stop, or it's just going to stay flat, and they'll get a few referrals here and there. So at this particular time of the year, as a coach, I always tell agents, you need 5 lead generation sources at all times, and you have to have the systems to back it up. So hopefully you're involved with the process of setting goals next year and analyzing the sources of business, which we've talked about a lot. So sources of business are expired in FSBO. History, the first part of the year, in California, we had no such thing as an expired. They were non-existent. Our market was pretty fast-paced, houses selling in a day or two, and, our head was spinning around. Now, expireds are coming back on. So whether you're doing expireds now or FSBOs, the important thing is that you create a section in your procedures manual on lead generation, because past clients and center of influence, expired, and FSBOs are the most important ones when it comes to looking at conversion rates. Expireds wanted to sell their home. They probably still do. FSBOs, they want to sell their home, or they think they do. And so these are really the main sources of business. Now, are there other lead sources? Absolutely. Like I said, we didn't have an expired the first part of the year, so we changed direction on a few. So today's objective for today's call, and of course I'm Monica Reynolds, and I'm excited to be on this call with you, is we're getting into next month. That will be our last series of calls. So come prepared to the call with any questions. Email me at Monica@HellerTeam.com. I'm happy to help you at this point and answer any of your questions. So the objectives for today's call, very simply, review an expired package. Here's the good news. You already have one started. You didn't even know it. Review the FSBO package. Same thing. You have one. You didn't even know it. Prospecting letters. Going to give you some samples of those. Lead follow-up system. Assistant duties on lead follow-up. Review tips and checklists for the open house preparation. So a lot of you say, open houses? You know what? When the buyers are rolling around and the inventory is low, they're a good source of business if they're done correctly. So I will give you a system, because if you have buyer agents, this is a great place to go and find buyers if it's done correctly. So hold on to that thought. Okay, you got your table of contents. Go to page 3. Let's get ready. So where does your agent's business come from? Are you clear about where the business comes from? What's the main source of business? What's the percentage? Is it past clients? Do you do mailing? Do you do marketing, the internet? We're at Boomtown. What do you guys have that's generating business? What systems are in place for capturing the leads? And are you using the 33 touches KW or the 8x8? What are you using? What systems are in place for lead follow-up? Are you making the calls? Is your agent making the calls? Can you help your agent be accountable for making the calls? And how do you help as a great assistant? Oh boy, how can you help? And do you have an expired package? Do you have a FSBO package? Hey, good news, right? Yes, there. I'm going to show you how you already have it. What is your percentage for repeat and referral business from past clients? Now, isn't that the telltale sign? What is your repeat and referral business from past clients? And what are you willing to do as a great executive assistant to increase business? Are you willing to do holiday calls right now? Are you willing to call people and clean up the database and get their email addresses so that the database is in better shape? So, just some thoughts there. Page 4. So people always ask me all the time, where do you find numbers? What are you using? You know, the key thing that I think all of you need to know is that when you're looking to find phone numbers, one of the simplest ways is, you know, Ultimate White Pages, Zaba Search, Dogpile. I've got a whole list here. And some of you even have some other ones that we could add to this list. You know, the easiest one is if you can find a neighbor. And you call the neighbor and you say, you know, hi, this is Stephanie with Chris Heller's office. We're desperately looking for your neighbor at 123 Cherry Street. They recently had their home up for sale, and we must speak to them as soon as possible. Do you happen to know how we could reach them, or do you know of anyone that in the neighborhood who might know how to reach them or has a key to the property? We're very, very interested in finding them. So obviously, we're going all the extra miles we can. On some great expires, if the phone number is not prevalent, the house is vacant, we'll go and door knock the neighborhood. Someone in that neighborhood has a key. We have to just find them. They also have information where the seller is. We just have to find them. So if expires are a focus, how far will you take it? How many, you know, searches will you do for that phone number? So the critical thing is to have a plan. And as you're building your business plan, I always say to people, identify your top sources of business and then have a marketing plan specific for that source of business. So if you're going after expires, or your team is, your agent is, and you've done X, Y, and Z this year and it resulted in this amount of results, what are you going to do to increase that? Because you still have to do X, Y, and Z and then some. Turn the page. So who are the expired? Well, number one, write this down. They're overpriced. If they were priced correctly, they would have sold. So number one, an expired listing is overpriced. Number two, they're highly frustrated. Imagine cleaning your house for 6 months after the kids and the dogs and the family and everybody else, and your house didn't sell. Do you think there's a frustration level there? Highly frustrated. Number three, they see no value at all to the real estate agents. There's no value to real estate agents. Number four, broken promises. The agent said they could get the job done. They got excited to sell their home. And here they sit after 6 months. Their home is not sold. And in many cases right now, the values have gone down. They're going to chase the market way down right now, and they're not happy about it. So, you know, they also think that the agent didn't tell the truth. I mean, you can even get deeper than that, but I'm just trying to be nice here. So what's in an expired package, and how would we use that? So we have the pre-list package. And all the pre-list package now is you take that, and you take some of that information that makes sense and that is appropriate, and then you put a different letter of introduction on there, and I'll give you a whole bunch of letters coming up in this section. You know, company information, realtor information, expired client testimonials, you know, blank, blank. We listed our house for 6 months with Coldwell Banker and it didn't sell. You know, Chris Heller listed our house with Keller Williams and it sold in 3 days for full price. Great! You know, those are the kind of testimonials that you're looking for. Affiliate testimonials. And of course the track record. They want to know that you're selling homes. And if it's newer agents, and I'm sure not too many newer agents assistants on this call work with newer agents, but if you do, You use your company track records. These Keller Williams offices are phenomenal. So when do you use the expired package? Door knocking? And after the agent has a great conversation that, yes, we're going to put our home back on the market, we need a little bit of a break, send us some information, and yes, we'll set an appointment with you in 2 weeks. So it's discretionary. However, it just has to make sense. So if you had a great conversation and they want to do something, we have a package sensor delivered. We also will go out and door knock an expired, and if they answer the door, we'll hand them our package also. So that's how we do it. And the same thing on a FSBO, we go door knock it and take them a package. So again, if you have a pre-list package, you have an expired package with a different cover letter. Okay, so we made this real simple. So turn the page, okay? So here's a 4-week expired system. And this is what we do in our office to capture expireds and to convert them into properties that we list and ultimately the sale. So this is a 4-week campaign. Letter number 1 goes out. You've got letter number 1 coming up. Hold on. Agent makes the call on Monday of the first week. Letter 2 goes out on Thursday of the first week. Agent makes a call again on Monday. Letter goes out on Monday of second week. Agent continues to call if not had a conversation at this time. Otherwise, calls are based on conversation with expired seller. Now let me back this up. You might want to make a note on this. The agent should be calling morning, noon, and night when that first expired comes out. So it's 3 times a day. The same thing on the second day and the third day. The longer it goes, the possibility of, if they're ready to list, getting an appointment diminishes because another agent caught them at the right time. So it's a numbers game, and it's all about the timing. Now, number 8, letter number 4 goes out on Thursday of second week. So Monday, Thursday are letters. Agent to follow up. Again, the agent should be calling all the time. Now, here's a thought, write this down. We don't send to every expired. We break it down in location. We break it down in price range. We break it down in zip codes. So you have to know, your areas and what your agent will feel that's the biggest return for them. So we're very specific on what we're going after. Number 10, repeat steps 1 through 8 for week 3 and 4. So we do a 4-week campaign. Eliminate ones that have relisted, obviously. Determine who goes into database based on conversation. So here's what I know about an expired. Once they've decided to sell, they will ultimately sell again. Do some of them need a major break? Like right now, they're going, I'm just not going to do this right now. I need a break. I'm sick of cleaning my house. I'm sick of yelling at my kids. I'm not going to do anything right now. I'm going to enjoy the holidays. I've got family coming. I've got my friends are coming, whatever it is. So there will be some roadblocks and circumstances, no matter how great you're saying, there's some reasons to consider, and the agent should know why they should list in the holidays versus now. And you have to eliminate the ones that have obviously relisted. But if they haven't relisted, they own a house. Something's going to change, and they're going to list that property at some point. And you have to determine who goes in the database based on conversation. So if you have a great conversation, they live in a great home, they're a homeowner, to me it needs to go into some sort of lead follow-up. And the key is persistence and keep calling. Persistence, keep calling. So let me stop there just to see if anyone has a quick question about putting an expired system into place. Now, you don't have to do all 4 weeks, but the thing is consistency, and the thing is to try it out and then to monitor the results. So who has a quick question for me? Well, you guys are easy today.
I have a question.
Thank you. You are?
Mona from Glendora.
Mona from Glendora. We've talked before in California. Know the area well outside of LA. Okay, good. Nora, what's going on?
Okay, the letter that you send out, is it going to be a different letter every week?
Yes, it is. And if you'll turn to page 7, I'm going to show you exactly what it is. So hang on to that thought. Is your agent, Mona, right now doing expired?
Yes.
Good. So these will be some new letters for them to consider. And these are some letters that we've collected over the years. A couple of them I've written myself. And so we know that they work. So this is some proven information. Thank you, Mona, from Glendora. Who's got another question for me real quick? Okay. All right. So let's go on to page 7. Expired letters. Okay. So we have succeeded where others have failed. If you have hired us for the first time, you would not be receiving a letter like this. Call me and I will tell you why we sell over 95% of our listings where other agents only sell 40% of their listings. Homes we recently sold, and then we give a list. We are selling more homes for more money in less time than any other agents. Are you frustrated with the home process? Selling process. Paula will share with you what we do, and what we do is different. Now, that's letter number 1. Okay, so the question is, yes, we have many letters here. So here are VIP partners. Okay, so this is an expired, probably an investor. The home seller sold an average of 22 homes per month over the last quarter. We succeed where others fail. Frustrated, angry, are you sick and tired of hearing all the good excuses about why your home didn't sell? Are you mad as heck and ready to do something about it? If you really want to get your home sold right now, today, without giving it away, then this may be the most important letter you've ever received. Please continue. All right, so this is another great letter. And these are the things that you can have in a package as a cover letter for your pre-list package. So remember, I make your life easier and efficient. So either one of these letters would be good as a cover letter in a pre-list package, in an expired package. In an expired package. So either one of these letters would be great in an expired package with some of your information from the pre-list package. I hope that's not too confusing there. Page 9, letter number 3. Seller the home seller's easy exit listing guarantee. When you list your home through our easy exit listing guarantee, you can cancel your listing with us at any time. No hassle, it's easy. Chris Eller and his team have strong opinions about real estate services. He believes that if you are unhappy with the services you receive, you should have the power to fire your agent. It takes a strong belief in the quality of one service to make this kind of stand. So this is something else that we offer, and it's perceived really, really well. And I can honestly tell you that over the course of this last year, maybe 1 or 2 canceled, but that was because their motivation completely changed and did a 180. So you have to understand that we do an over-the-top job of communicating, and the only time people get fired is when the seller gets extremely frustrated about the process, and they're also frustrated with the lack of activity. And of course, if you haven't been communicating with them why there's a lack of activity, then of course they see you as doing nothing. So that's why there's the guarantee and there's the exception, so that's a great letter to pass on. Expired letter number 4. I'll sell your home in 90 days or I'll buy it. Guaranteed. So this is something that we do, and without getting into a lot of it, we have a pool of investors, probably 45, and Chris and myself being one of them also, is that if we can't get their home sold, we'll buy it. And of course, it's not at the list price, and it's not at the market price, and we express that to them. We let them know exactly, all of those things. So I want you to hear what I'm saying, in that this is a program that we do, and we're very, very successful.
You win like from Hunger Games.
Email me. And here's a letter I personally wrote a zillion years ago. House didn't sell? Frustrated with the process? This is letter number 5. We noticed that your home is off your local multiple listing. I've sold many homes that other brokers could not sell, or they just simply gave up trying. Here are a few examples. And then you go in there and you pull up. Now it doesn't have to be the most recent expires, but you keep a list, a running list. Previously listed by Smith Realty for 90 days and not sold, then listed by Wright Realty for 65 days and sold. Chris Heller listed and sold in 7 days. So these are the things that you have to keep a record of. So when your agent lists an expired and it sells within a reasonable amount of time, and it had been on the market for 180 days or 90 days or whatever, these are the kind of information that you plug in. If you don't have any recent expires, go back through history and find those. There's still something that you could advertise and market. Don't you owe it to yourself and your family? Just explore a different approach, and to find out why your home didn't sell previously, remember, you can always rehire the previous agent or just get disappointed and take the house off the market for the time being. So this is the thing I want to share with you. Your agent needs 5 lead generation systems. You have to have a specific plan for each lead generation system. If it's past clients, there's a specific plan. Off the top of my head, since I know it so well, it's 12 emails, 1 a month. It's 4 mailings, 1 a quarter. It's 4 phone calls, 1 a quarter. It's a Thanksgiving and Christmas card. Highly recommend Thanksgiving cards. It's not too late. Order them. Send them out to your current clients and past clients. There's not an overabundance of Thanksgiving cards. It's a nice, cool thing to do. I highly recommend that. So talk to your agent about that today. So what we talked about right now is expired. And expired, these people are frustrated. They were overpriced. Their agent probably didn't tell them the truth, and probably played God a little bit with their lives, because they were ready to move, and now they're going into Plan B. So that's why it's so great for top agents to go in there after they expire. I'm in a very highly competitive market in San Diego, so there's an expired. They'll get probably 40 or 50 phone calls. And the most successful people call at 7:30 in the morning. I coach a man named Tom Daves, the #1 Keller Williams individual agent, and he starts calling at 7:30 in the morning. Is it early? Yes. Will you catch people? Yes. And that's the idea, is to get ahead of everyone else. So you can pass that on to your agent as a great executive assistant. Page 12, expired watch.